Just take a look behind me. You can see where a tree fell on this house and actually left a hole in it. But there's also a lot of branches still on the ground, a lot still needing to be cleaned up out here. And people are saying that this is all from the 2 nights of storms that we had. Part of this porch is gone, so still a lot of cleanup. But I spoke with neighbors who say at first they thought they heard fireworks and then they quickly realized it was gunshots. One woman I spoke with even saw the crash. The church is staying still for the night, but come tomorrow morning, they're going to start moving it across this street to right over here. Ultimately, they're hoping that this bridge connects the Riverwalk to the Greenway in North Augusta. Well, his mom says he is hanging in there, but I spoke with one woman who was driving down the other side of Willis Foreman Road when she saw Riante laying on the ground where these orange marks are and ran over to help him. This building is home to Weir Stewart normally, but you can see right now it's expanding, it's under construction, and less than 50 feet away, another building is underway. Now they have a general area of where the accident happened. Again, that was 2 boats. They don't know how many people are involved. They're still out there looking. This is the first of these 2 apartment complexes to start, but just to the right of me, you can see just how big this apartment complex really is. You can actually see here where they've got a long list of names of the people who died in the Vietnam War. Many came to touch this memorial today, and it was very emotional. Well, there's still a lot of debris out here, but you can see the door is bashed in. There's also some bullet holes on the front of the house, and part of this porch is gone, so still a lot of cleanup. But I spoke with neighbors who say at first they thought they heard fireworks, and then they quickly realized it was gunshots. One woman I spoke with even saw the crash. Less than 24 hours ago, Mel Lambert was standing on her back porch when she heard gunshots.
We ran in the house and I was just screaming for everybody to get down and grab my pistol and try to protect my child.
In that moment, she had no idea what was happening.
I just thought somebody was coming to kill us and was going to terrorize the neighborhood. And, oh, God. I didn't know it was random. It sounded like they were in my driveway.
Today, she found 5 bullets in front of her house. North Augusta Public Safety says the gunshots came from people in 2 cars who were shooting at each other driving down Pershing Drive.
It was nerve-wracking.
Lambert's home is one of the many they passed before one of the cars crashed into this home. Betty Rucker Forbes saw it all from her porch and got up to help.
Well, I jumped up and went running. I was over halfway down my driveway when I realized the 2 cars that were coming by, they were rolling by, were shooting out the windows.
That's when she turned around.
They were steadily shooting.
Officers say 2 people inside the car were shot and taken to the hospital. A 3rd was taken for questioning and then let go. But the other car got away. Still, neighbors are just happy to be alive.
I could care less if a bullet did hit my house, but my child is safe. That was my #1 priority.
I'm really lucky, to tell you the truth.
I think a lot of people are lucky with all those shots fired, Alexa, but will anyone be facing charges here?
Right now, we don't know if anyone will face charges. Officers haven't said if they've charged anyone yet, so still a lot to come with that. But a little more of an update is we do know officers told us that they found a couple other items when this car crashed. They found 2 guns, a bag of money, and some drugs. And they say that witnesses told them the people that crashed here put that on the side of the house and asked them to hide it for them. So still a lot to decipher. Investigators say they'll keep us updated with any new information they get. During the week, you can find Carrie Brown on the Riverwalk.
I walk almost every day as long as the weather lets me during my lunch break.
And on the weekends, across the river.
We drive down here and usually we'll park over there at the Greenway and then just bike over there.
But there's never a day where she hits both because she doesn't want to go over the 13th Street Bridge.
I don't even walk it, and that's just me. Then for me to bring my kids out here with a bicycle when they're still a little unsteady, no.
In a few years, that could change when GDOT replaces the bridge. Right now, GDOT's plans include sidewalks, but no bike lanes. So North Augusta and Augusta are working together to add them and more.
We need something that's segmented from the rest of the bridge so people feel safe. There are protective measures in place to keep people from going over the sides.
GDOT has asked both cities to write letters about what they want added and possible ways the cities could fund extra amenities.
I think we would try to find either sales tax revenue of some type, whether it's a capital project sales tax or hospitality taxes if we could use it for that purpose.
The goal is connectivity.
However best we could tie in our greenway and then Augusta's Riverwalk and what they've got going along with the canal.
And Carrie is living proof that if the bridge is transformed, she'll be using it.
Every weekend we would use it as long as the weather lets us.
Cases of water and cots crowd the Aiken Red Cross as they prepare for Hurricane Florence.
We absolutely are trying to get all our shelter worker volunteers mobilized, and we're also trying to reach out to the community to see if we can get some additional volunteers.
John Madrid with the Aiken Red Cross says the evacuation routes along the coast determine which counties will open shelters.
The evacuation routes are already predetermined, so we know where the shelters are already going to open so that they can accommodate those evacuees.
And then it's up to the counties to pick which places will be a shelter.
The counties each identify which buildings they would want to use as an evacuation shelter, and all those conversations are already taking place, so we know which ones they're looking at opening.
Madrid says shelters could be at schools across 6 counties. That's where they are taking these supplies. This is a shelter kit that the Aiken Red Cross has prepared to put in each shelter if needed. Now inside the box there's some different cleaning supplies, a light, some gloves. They have tissues too. Now they say they have 10 prepared right now, and 1 would go in each shelter if they need to be opened. Red Cross in Augusta is getting ready too, and based on South Carolina's shelters, they may open some in Georgia.
We need to know if shelters in advance of us, particularly in I-20, if they're getting full, that's another tick for us to know that we may need to start to open some shelters as well.